Let's go! Immortal CLG! Game 5! Toronto, is there anything more you wanted? I didn't think so. Let's do it.
No fair.
As well.
Damn, pastry.
Think staying standard for now. These teams know exactly how this works.
Look at this. The Jin ban has come out. Stixay going off on the champion all throughout this series, and they do take that off of the table.
Yeah. I also think that you end up banning maybe the Shen here too. The Tahm Kench is something that Immortals have been having to ban, and so have CLG the entire time.
Yeah, definitely wondering what globals will get through. Picking people off towards the late game has been crucial for both of these teams as far as the games that they have won. The champions with those abilities, actually Gangplank feels like a must ban here for the last one against Huni for sure. So it looks like Shen is going to get through this time. They opt for the Jin instead.
See what CLG have in store here, because pick ban has been critical in all 5 of our games now.
Vladimir and Gangplank are kind of the two that are, okay, there.
GP ban, Blood's open.
Vlad's open, Rek'Sai is open. This is the true test. How much do Immortals value the Rek'Sai for Reignover? He hasn't been able to... Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Yeah, there's so much up.
Yeah. Bit of a mind game, I like it. Bit of swagger.
So they do value it, just not as high as the Vladimir. First pick that one to get for Pobelter once again, and he has been so huge in those games that they did win.
Yeah, looking at the statistics for this, in 3 out of the 4 games, Stixay and Huhi on CLG both did above 1,000 damage per minute. So 6 times out of those 8 instances. Pobelter is the only member of Immortals to have over 1,000 damage per minute, and that was on that Vladimir in game 3.
We'll see if a Rek'Sai for CLG is a good start here, but Immortals, I don't think they're mucking about this time with the picks and bans. Gragas Echo feels like what they want to be. They've been happy to lock in their solo laners, and there they are.
Yeah, with both Gnar and GP banned out for the top lane, Huni shown a huge preference for the Echo up there. Meanwhile, CLG, they have their hands on the Sivir this time. How do they run the speed comp?
Big takeaway there. You don't want to have that alongside that Vladimir. And I assume it's going to be a Shen. You'd have to assume at this point, unless Darshan is going to change it up for the first time in the series and go with the signature Jax pick.
Well, they can wait as well. Don't have to pick it just
Wait a
yet.
second.
Oh my god, they...
No. That's a spectator, but or a champ selects the...
Okay.
They are not
graphic.
locked in.
Champ select
no,
graphic.
we're clicked in either.
It's okay.
Man, they're really messing around now.
NA production troll, baby. Like to keep it spicy in game number 5.
10 seconds still left for CLG to lock these picks in. Not convinced by Aatrox and Warwick.
Lock those in!
What do you want? There we are, Braum and Shen.
All right. Bring it back here. Aphromoo on the Braum is actually a very good spot for him.
Yeah, and before he wasn't playing those melee supports, but it's been CLG, coming out on top in a lot of these matchups due to the fact that Aphromoo has these playmakers, has an ability to guard some of his teammates as well.
Models now going to round out this draft. 12 total. It's had such a series. What does he go to here for his last pick? Into the Sivir. So he had the Sivir last game, couldn't quite convert. Jin, of course, banned away by Immortals, which certainly seems smart versus Stixay. So go to the Lucian. You can definitely find some traction in the matchup.
There's a criminally low amount of Ashe in this series.
Well, it's kind of hard to pick Ashe here for Turtle, right? Because he knows that Huni and Pobelter are just going super offensive, deep dive with Vladimir and Echo. And so you're just trying to keep up at that point, right?
Well, it's an old adage. When you're in a game 5, pick the champion that backdoored you a Nexus in one of the games in the series. Because he's got Ezreal again.
And what would be the last pick here for Counter Logic Gaming? Do they go with the Cassiopeia to counter-pick the Vladimir and have a good matchup there? Previously, it was the Malzahar. It did okay, but it wasn't overwhelmingly great and not keeping the Vladimir down at all, where Cassiopeia can actually accomplish that.
I would lean towards yes. The Syndra is also an option for them, something that he might be more comfortable on right now just because he has had success recently. I don't know if he would have as much success against Vladimir, though. So maybe, I don't know, you got to delve into the mind of Huhi. I do think that is going to be something more about lane control. It is definitely going to be a high DPS late game champion, so those are both, pretty decent options.
And this is the final pick of the entire series. And all 10 of these players are visibly
Wow.
exhausted on stage. You can see it. It's been a long series. They have been thinking about every single move they have to make, and with a 45 average game time for these games, it's absolutely absurd how long they have been playing.
And there's Malzahar, the last pick for CLG. Didn't quite work out, but you can see the theory there for Huhi. Does not go to Casio all series, which is a little surprising, but Hui's been the man to watch for CLG. This series in particular, he has played amazing. He just needs to do it one more time. And these are it. These are our team comps for the final game of this series.
All right, well, if we've been going by the previous advantages, then the team with extra globals has had a pretty good one. And as of right now, we would assume that Pobelter is going to take the Ghost on Vladimir. So that would mean that, once again, CLG have an extra one up top with Stand United. Plus, Huhi in the mid lane previously with the Malzahar took the teleport. So he can also affect the bottom lane. Really big switch up here for me, though, is the Taric in this game. Adaptation here is very good into melee champions. And we're going to see, is this going to be able to help the bottom lane of Immortals? Because that has been one point CLG have been constantly attacking.
Well, we got Game 5 on deck, so now is your last chance to have your voice heard out on Twitter. Vote using the hashtag IMT win or the hashtag CLG win to cheer your squad onto victory. Toronto, I want to hear you as we move into game number 5. We've done it! Immortals, CLG, let's go!
All right. Braum again in the game, so level 1 shenanigans are a possibility. We saw those get pretty intense last game, actually, and flashes even being blown. As of right now, Immortals, grouping up so they don't let the same thing happen.
Well, I like the adaptation here. Immortals, again, it's been kind of a series of that. I know it's a hot word for the night, but Immortals are going to group up. CLG, they're going to do the same, kind of. They've got Xmithy Scout on the left-hand side. I guess Darshan's up in the top tri-bush, so just fanning out here. Immortals, they can't quite find a way in. Deep Vision not going to be there, and no one's going to get caught this time around, although they might be walking in a little late. Adrian going to lead the charge here. Eats a Q. First blood Aframu.
First scratch.
Nice Belty spell. It doesn't get a bit of extra value. Passive off from Mouse as Pobelter going to eat a tiny amount of damage from the dot. Definitely a lane to watch here in the mid. Both Pobelter and Hui have had pretty spectacular games.
Yeah, and especially Pobelter on this Vladimir previously, something that ended up having to be banned away and taken away, and CLG ended up putting a priority on shutting it down. And this right here with Huhi on the Malzahar, you have to think they might play through mid lane, but he also has the teleport to go play through the side lanes and try to upset those. And that's really been CLG, playing towards that bottom side, like you said, Kobe, with the Rek'Sai early ganks. And it's just been so much pressure on Wild Turtle and Adrian this game that Immortals have been having to sacrifice that lane, and Huni just doesn't get far enough ahead against the Shen to make it matter yet.
Yeah, also, we're going to have to look later towards the game, since all of these games, have been going fairly late. There are a lot of good delivery systems for the Taric stun. Adrian putting that either on Reignover or Huni adds a lot more control to the team fights for Immortals that we have seen them previously lack in the series. And the AoE, long-range stun possibilities, as displayed correctly on your screen.
Oh, the tag on Turtle!
That was sick, but Turtle gonna get stunned up there. Stixie back in for a few autos here. Turtle has to kite it out. That's not good news. Stixie gonna move back in with the heels being popped. Adrian still fighting it out. He will get stunned in the front lines as Boomerang Blade gets a bit of extra damage down, and these two just going crazy.
Everybody wants to get that first kill in Game 5. You want that advantage in gold, but also in morale.
All right, the jungler alarm is signaling. They're fighting very...
Oh, Turtle again! Shifts himself forward.
Both junglers again starting on top side, so they can possibly end their routes down here. We'll see who alters it and tries to get down to that scuttle first. Little river ward there for the Immortal squad that's pushed up, but there are many ways that you can gank bottom lane. Go over through the dragon, over the back wall or something like that. It is definitely risky. However, oh wow, it looks like he actually is going to go for it.
Just going straight in for it, but Reignover's going to be a little late.
They've got it on Adrian already. He gets stunned.
Adrian stunned. CLG can look to start the series off well.
Stixie.
Turtle back in, trying to take him out. Wild Turtle! Oh my God! First blood! Outplay CLG. Will go down, but Hootie joins his way in.
Wild Turtle on home turf gets first blood in Game 5!
Billy's dead as well. So many people have fallen down here. Hui's managed to join his way in. The Voidlings are doing work, and this game starts off crazy. Everybody
everybody in the bottom lane. Time to party. Darshan didn't channel the teleport though, so he's up top on Shen all by himself with the minion wave in front of his turret. We'll look at the ramifications of that choice later. It looks like he won't be able to freeze it though. It is pushing away from him. So Huni actually probably won't be punished too heavily for this.
That was huge. Immortals saw this coming from a standpoint of they have seen this multiple times. Watch how quickly that TP comes through. As soon as Xmithie is in sight, TP comes through, starts channeling. Adrian lives for as long as he possibly can. They pick up that first kill and the second one, and then Wild Turtle, right on the way out, gets picked up there.
First blood, plus the extra kill there, going over to Immortals. And this is the first game where they have had a big early game win when it counts. Game number 5. Turtle and Immortals showing up.
And I love the graphic there. CLG slightly ahead, but this might as well be a coin flip after the series.
I've been cursed since I became a caster. It's a crowd curse now.
Well, we'll calm things down just a touch. But Total starts it off well. Tier already built up, so we're looking to get that stacked up nice and early. And we talked about the bottom lane being the focus of the series. Immortals finally adjust and get everyone down there ASAP.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how not only that bottom lane, but how is that bottom lane actually going to affect top lane? Because Huni did get one of those kills. And as we saw the minion wave pushing away from Darshan, he didn't get to punish him as far as CS is concerned. They're dead even here. And even a slight experience advantage for Huni in the top lane. This has been historically Immortal's best performer, and even in this series showing up extremely huge. So Huni also set up in a very big way this game.
And there was a lot of criticism on Huni after their match against Cloud9, where the matches that they had lost, he's like 1-8 on Kennen. He's being shut down. There was so much focus on him. And honestly, it was pretty crazy to watch because he could win them a game, he could lose them a game, but he has been consistent in this series. It's just Immortals as a whole has not been able to capitalize on the leads he has been creating.
Well, it seems like maybe they're all firing together now because it starts off well. Immortals almost up 1,000 gold, still kind of creeping towards that point, but Turtle's going to feel safe. Adrian here to protect him as well. Mid lane even, dead even in fact, in CS as we check in quickly. And even the top and jungle. I mean, we talked about how close the series has been. 6 minutes in and everything is even, apart from the kill advantage that Immortals have. They did get an extra with the first blood onto Turtle.
Yeah, priority on bottom lane as well. They've got the ward coverage and Reignover hovering around as Huhi goes in for the Raptor steal.
They get a couple here. Does at least pad the CS a bit, and you know, kind of annoying. Takes him jungle away. He's level 6 now as well. If he does make his way back down to another fight, he's actually going to take the whole camp, so a nice little steal there from Huhi. Xmithie again continuing to keep track of the bottom lane Scuttle Crab. He got the first one, he will claim the second as well. And that Stixxay and Afro are going to be playing up a little bit more as a result.
Meanwhile, top lane, Darshan has hit level 6 on the Shen and is available for future engages. Didn't get to take part in the first one.
I feel it's almost like he forgot. He's like, oh, I have teleport as well. Usually he just forgets extra one.
Yeah, he did end up getting a decent advantage for himself. About 6 CS up, a whole wave that Huni ended up losing. And now he's just trying to bully him out here. Huni has that fervor mastery. He's not getting HP back when he brawls with him. He just has to really hard dedicate to these, get those stacks, and then know that even though he's a little bit lower than Shen at that moment, if he keeps fighting, he'll eventually turn it around. It's a very scary position to be in.
These two have been playing it very close as Reignover and Xmithie will meet again. Reignover here with the ultimate ready. Does actually commit it there. Damage back down as he moved him back. Xmithie just tunnels out to safety.
Yeah, but he did just smash him for half his life. Haha!
Got him.
Bopped.
I mean, he's got a buff to take, right? And a Void Rush.
Interesting
well,
though,
so
because he
they're
doesn't have mid lane here, as Pobelter's not moving up and coming to join. Huni is though, so it's the Reignover Huni duo looking for that jungle priority.
And Xmithie doesn't have Smite either, so he can't contest this.
Now
Also belts his way in there, so Immortals play it properly, manage to get everyone in the right area, and this will be a buff steal away. Immortals starting to, you know, kind of throw their weight around a little and try and control as Adrian going to get caught by Xmithie. Damage is down.
They
Adrian's
know,
got the flash.
yeah, he has to flash out of that because they know that Reignover was just stealing the red, and so Adrian has no backup, and they earn the flash off the support.
And Huhi had mid lane priority because you saw Pobelter try and go to the red as well. So Huhi would have been there first if he had just tried to walk out.
There's more damage to Xmithie now, trading blows with Reignover, doing that little exchange. Tui and Pobelter again, just trying to keep these waves pushed in, keep the CS up and even, and then try and make those plays. Tui with the teleport back up, so if he needs to join a scuffle, he can. And CLG actually going to take the red away. Very nice extended counter jungling.
Exactly. Bottom side, we saw, tried to get it there. We saw that Stixxay, Sivir way more wave clear than Ezreal, especially early on.
Darshan actually in a bit of a bind. Huni going to dive back in. Darshan commits and actually doesn't have taunt. No. Would have been a perfect time to get it, but Huni plays around the cooldowns properly, and CLG getting a very aggressive start onto this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, the Voidlings are tanking it, but they get chased off pretty quickly as Immortals moved in with some vision.
Aggressive retreat too. They'll pull off pretty quickly there after Immortals do show that they have vision. They're taking it around for a little longer. Maybe they fancy something here, but they do give it up in the end. Darshan has to get himself away. Huni pulling a little bit, that Shane helping out a ton. Darshan has been very impressive, I will say. I think he's been almost slept on in the series. He's clearly got like one thing to do here, but he's done it very well. It's 5 games of Shen all in a row, playing against Huni, such an aggressive player with Rainover maybe in his back pocket, and Darshan has done an excellent job.
Yeah.
Just kind of soaking all that pressure.
And that turret is taking so much damage now, and with TP down, Darshan can't get back up here. Rek'Sai, they have tabs on him in the jungle because he's fighting Rainover right now.
Whoa! Out onto Rainover, Xmithie gonna bump him up as well. Doesn't get the unburrow. Damage out there, follows through, but Pobelter able to defend his jungler. Rainover somehow lived through all that. That's normally not how that goes. He did commit the flash as well to try and take him down, but Immortals starting to win a little of these lanes. Chip damage now for Total, and Adrian down into this turret as Stixxay brought low as well.
Yeah, Rainover did have to burn his flash to escape that last engage, so the possibilities of those body slam, flash, Gragas, ultimate ganks aren't going to be there, and those are some of the most threatening tools that Immortals do have on their side. The other thing is that turret is getting very low on the top side, so that timer ticking down towards first turret gold is getting very, very close, and that may be what we see be the impetus for their next bout of action.
And if that goes on to Huni, that might be an advantage that they can press. 650 gold over your opponent is pretty insane. So he's been using it. He's been kind of abusing these lanes.
There are some options that you have when something like that is ticking down. Either try and use it as bait, as we've seen several teams do. You know, maybe time it there with one of the duo's recalls and have them move up towards a different side, or try and force on the bottom side with a Shen play, get the kill, and then try and burn the turret down subsequently, and try and hope to get the advantage that way and just beat him to the turret destruction. Getting more and more difficult though, because Huni's got that pretty low.
Very nice from Darshan. Huni takes it.
Or just clobber him.
Takes an extra turret shot too.
Well, Huni not really deterred by things such as turrets. He's going to keep pushing this wave in here. Again, it's been really an island between these two with so much bottom lane focus from the junglers, and Huni, I said Darshan has done a really good job. Huni's done an amazing job all series long.
Absolutely. Huni has been on point in this series. Looking like his old self. It's just being able to take over the entire game right now is a little difficult, especially against the Shen.
Something brewing here, perhaps. Xmithie gets bopped by Rainover's belly, but not too miffed about it, it seems like. Another stun again. Great spell shield from Stixxay. Going to keep that aggression, at least for now, but Turtle again's been riding high on that advantage. Well, he's going to get stunned up, maybe. Adrian there to protect him, burns the heal. Thor's committed as well.
Free summoner out there for CLG. Can they re-engage off that next stun? There's a lot of movement in the river. They have to watch that Vladimir.
Yeah, Adrian a little low, but he gets himself out of the way. Turtle actually misses that first ultimate. Rainover's here, but it's a little late. Can't quite convert for this bottom lane gank.
Yeah, that room, they had vision on it. Xmithie was there with Rek'Sai, so they were alerted to the extra pressure. So CLG bottom lane knows they can't all in.
More of this again. I mean, it's been great to watch how close Darshan has played Shen versus X. And Shen is just a champion that kind of gets through lane. Darshan, I feel like he's learnt the matchups as the series has gone on. He's certainly had enough time landing against Huni.
They're both learning as they're fighting. Top laner machine learning. They're both robots. All right. Meanwhile, bottom side, the pink ward here is going to enable a little bit of a surprise move. Right over in the area.
Barreling straight through, but still wards in that bush.
Huni at it again, though.
Or this again.
That's
he got the flash.
He's going to go back in for it. Huni, he wants it all. Needs another tag.
Damn it.
Long range.
the slimmest of margins. Here comes Rek'Sai. He's got to teleport out because he sees Rek'Sai
Oh no,
coming.
he got taunted up, and Xmithy's here. There's the kill onto Huni.
Saw it coming, but knowing is only half the battle, and Smithy finishes the other half of the battle, kills Huni there. Now maybe we see a Stand United. This is the perfect time. They know that he can't answer. Teleport was also used there. So many big wins for CLG right in that play.
And Huni's been playing so well, but right there, they lose track of Xmithy, and Rainover's caught as well.
It's the ulti. Voidling's going to chase in. Ultimate's going to disengage him, but the Infernal Drake goes to CLG. They collect the prize they were looking for.
We've been wondering when this top lane battle was going to draw some extra attention. Smithy heads up there, runs straight through the ward, and they are able to claim the Drake off the back of it. So pretty big tipping point. We say that, yet look at the gold. Almost exactly even yet again. Drake over to CLG, though.
Yep, back to where we started again. And that top lane fight was pretty insane because Huni, if he had actually had that one auto attack after he had used his flash or had actually followed his phase dive, he may have been able to kill Darshan.
Plus, that didn't throw all the work that Huni had done out the window. That turret is still very low up there. The CLG turret that is standing on top side. Meanwhile, bottom side, they're starting to make some headway actually here versus Turtle and Adrian.
Yeah, pretty low here for both of them and their champions, so turret damage could also be threatened here. Darshan is doing a pretty nice job gatekeepering this turret. Huni really wanted to take it down, but Darshan is constantly harassing him back and forth, intelligently using the taunts. He pops the refuge once again as Xmithy's here to try and force the issue on this bottom lane.
All right, they want to make use of the Stand United and then the extra global here by forcing it. Immortals do know that that's an option and they can't have Huni answer, but they're not going to get baited into this.
And you see Pobelter playing towards that side as well. Didn't get the opportunity to back just yet.
Ooh. Bit of a key miss. In fact, maybe puts Adrian, but can someone move out to try and get it? Tames a bit what it said. Adrian there. Oh, uh-oh. Turtle back, though. Should be safe. So that's CLG's bottom lane. Just going to take the back instead.
Exactly. Stixay and Aframu end up backing there instead of continuing to push.
Louis is really on Raptor Farm overdrive right now.
And right here, you can see Huni completed his Trinity Force. He's going to go back to that top side, uses the ultimate, and now he's going to try to pick on Darshan. And if he gets a big chunk out of him, he might get that
Oh,
TP.
he's spotted in. The stun lands in. The ward is crucial from Huni. Darshan does manage to stay safe for now, but Huni's going to apply so much pressure here.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, if you need Darshan to back to TP, that's enough time to kill that turret.
Definitely true, and they're sending extra reinforcements up there just to make sure this does happen.
Huni would love the bonus gold. He's actually going to try and commit for a dive here. Darshan forced to get out of the way. And that turret is going to go down here, I think. Needs a little bit more. Darshan overstaying is welcome, I think. Huni going to follow in. Doesn't want the tower, but Xmithy's here to try and save it around. Huni, though, takes out Darshan. CLG trying to add to Apro's here as well, of course.
Yeah, a little bit greedy there from Darshan, but his team doesn't want to let him die in vain.
Here comes Stixay.
Stixay needs something here, but Huni just going to try and fight his way out of it. Probably not going to be able to do it as Stixay does claim a life, but Pobelter gets exhausted. Apromu puts on a door, says to turn around. Ulti, Ancient can't do it there. Does make Pobelter invincible for long enough. And there's a flash forward. Another kill for Pobelter as Immortals playing straight up in CLG's face. And they're not done. Pobelter is now going to get turned back.
The stun!
It's a stun from Adrian. Fights through. Evo Blake going to turn around. Pobelter goes off and there's the same started on Huni. He will force the Darshan does not join. And Xmithy now going to get forced to Immortals dive. They do not dare.
The Tarek pick coming up huge as Adrian is able to turn that fight around, and Immortals come at very ahead. They aren't even taking the turret as well. It's still standing very low. They need to get the first turret cash in. Can they get it before still to get back? There's so many people dying, they're rezzing already.
And the
they want to bully it down, though.
The man who did all the hard work for it doesn't even get it either.
Are they even going to, is the team
I don't
even
know.
going to get it? That might even still stand another day. Look
yeah,
at how
you
low.
go get it.
Turtle
Yeah,
goes
you
in
go get
for it.
that.
Darshan actually going to get stunned up here. Immortals might get another little prize after the turret. Stixay is here to try and defend, but Darshan dies to rain over. Here comes Xmithy. Great hold there from the Gragas, and now the knock-up on the turtle. Xmithy needs him, and Adrian again comes up huge, and Huni's diving back on a Stixay. Stixay's going to go down as Afro cannot save him.
Adrian is playing like a monster today.
Game 5 is running off the rails here. CLG getting pretty desperate, trying to clean up this small tempo lead, and Immortals are running away with this lead.
That finish line for CLG is right there, and they might be tripping right before it, and Immortals overtaking them in Game 5. It's a 5,000 cold lead 18 minutes in.
This is the first game where Immortals had an early lead, and CLG aren't used to trying to catch back up, dropping quite a few mistakes here and there.
And like, just to give more context on how good Adrian has been, he's only missed out on 1 kill, highest KP.
Afro win again. Pobelta actually taking too much here. Dot maybe going to take him out as Adrian's actually here to save him once again. In for the defense.
This Taric is actually such a brilliant pick for Immortals because of the fact that that dazzle, that linear stun, people chase down Immortals and try to get them afterwards, and the ultimate allows Vladimir to have time to get HP back.
Here's some Huni things. Gets aggressive, gets an ulti out of Afromu. As the Immortals turn their attention to this mid lane turret. Adrian again just playing straight frontline right now. Immortals gonna try and connect this seed. Adrian wants the ward. Rainover's there in his back pocket. He's gonna commit. Xmithy forced to slink away back into his jungle. The Immortals getting aggressive here. Huni's got that Trinity Force, don't forget. This is good damage, but they're just gonna take it. Xmithy, you cannot stay here, and he does tunnel out. But the turret goes to Immortals. That's exactly what they want.
And they got the bottom turret as well. Wild Turtle picks up one. Simultaneously, that is all the outer turrets down for CLG, and they haven't returned a single one.
Yeah, Darshan is working towards it on the top side, but we'll revisit that later. Let's take another look at the replay here, where Darshan tried to go in and save this turret. As Turtle realizes about halfway through, there's only 1 auto on it, so he goes to get the gold, plus they turn around and they kill Darshan. He sticks around a bit too long, even knowing that Stixay is coming. Rainover gets that last W-empowered auto, and that means Smithy's also going to his death. Stun landing there from Adrian. They get the extra kill. This is where it just snowballs out of control in Immortal's favor.
And Smithy ended up tunneling in, and that barrel from Rainover, absolutely perfect. Threw Stixay off to the right and threw Smithy into the team, so he had to go for that kill onto Wild Turtle and attempt it. Still got nothing out of it, and that's why we see Immortals where they are right now, 7,000.
Yeah, this gold lead is unreasonable from Immortals. As they're just taking over the map here. Mountain Drake's up if they want to take it. CLG forced to play back for so much longer, and the pressure never lets up from Immortals.
You can tell by the way that Turtle is building. Trinity Force Ezreal this time around. He's not going with the blue defensive Kaidi Ezreal. He's got red buff. He's got the 2-item giant damage power spike here after the Muramana has transformed as well. And that's going to be the Mountain Drake over to Immortals as well.
That's so much siege potential. That cooldown reduction, 30% already for Turtle, ready to just dish out so much damage and get in a situation where they're sieging, and they already have all the outers out. Why not? Why not keep poking people under turrets, and Immortals now have that online for themselves.
Very huge power spikes going on across the board here for Immortals, and we'll see how they press this because they are already moving up those ward lines into the jungle of CLG.
Well, pressure stops briefly for Immortals, but usually doesn't stay quiet for long. Pobelta is going to push himself up towards that top lane, kind of take the empty lane and get some of that started here and try and move some of CLG's globals out of the way. He doesn't Paralyze and a Spirit Visage, so he's feeling just fine. Huni continuing his side lane pressure. We'll have his teleport back up in just a matter of seconds. And that means Turtles anchored to the mid lane. Immortals with a great 1-3-1 setup here. You mentioned it already, Zyrene. It's time for them to siege. They have so much to play for right now. And everything in this game has just gone straight Immortals.
Yeah, it's been back and forth in this entire series. And in this game, Immortals' largest gold lead we've seen in the earliest parts of a game. It's been neck and neck, but game 5 right now, Immortals are putting the pressure on, and this looks like the way that they like to play. Win that early game from having skirmishes and outplaying your opponents. And CLG have fallen into that trap more than once this game alone.
All right, they converge once again, this time on mid lane turret. Vladimir does not have teleport, so you would have to walk down if they go for it. Oh!
Yeah, a little too chunked there.
Huni's looking for him!
Oh, Huni wants to dive in for it. The heal gets used. The ulti's out. Gets out from under Afromu's Glacial Fissure. And they have the turret hold as well. This is dangerous. Hui goes in. There's the old out from Adrian, though. Huni gonna get protected. Still in front of him. Wild Turtle going crazy. Gets a kill. As the Maldahar is gonna go down now. Afromu getting chased into the Immortals. Dive straight under the turret. Stand United protects Stixay, but not for too much longer.
Turtle's gonna go for it.
Wants it again. He's going wild as Immortals dive under the turret. Take out Darshan.
dive after dive with Echo and Vladimir, each taking turns, trading off this tower aggro. Immortals find success over and over. 2 men down for CLG, and Immortals 23 minutes in, already knocking on the inhibitor turret.
They found the dagger. It is in there, trying to twist it now and put those finishing touches on the game to start locking it up here, because Immortals gonna get an inhibitor so early on off of skirmishes, fighting, playing their style.
And CLG, we saw they could match Immortals' style in a lot of the series, but Immortals have taken it to the next level. Ascended, Immortals look poised to claim the final game here in record time for this series.
It's like CLG poked the sleeping giant in this series.
They made some bottom lane changes, crucial bottom lane changes for Immortals. Picking up the Taric, yes, that was huge, but also banning out Stixay's Jhin, who has been extremely strong on that champion. Take another look at the initial dive there from Huni, though, as Stixay was able to escape that one. Then the re-engagement.
Yep, Huhi comes through with the ultimate, but Adrian, again, ultimate that hits Huni there, and then Huhi gets picked up, and so much damage comes through, and this Trinity Force is doing work here. Almost through the entire shield of that Shen. Wild Turtle just gets really aggressive.
Yeah, and Smithy actually not able to land the knockup on Rek'Sai. Unburrows a little tiny bit out of range there. Doesn't knock up Turtle, and he's able to walk right out of the turret aggro.
And now they have all these super minions going through the mid lane. They have this gigantic gold advantage. Baron might be on the table very shortly for Immortals.
I'm surprised we got that whole repick, because I thought they were going to run straight to Baron after they based. Immortals certainly positioned to try and take it here, but instead looks like they want additional pressure in the side lane. Huni back to his tricks in bottom lane. Pobelter firmly standing here in top lane. And the rest of Immortals just waiting for another opening.
This bottom lane not going Huni's way at all.
We'll see about that. He's out of mana, so I think I agree. He'll run his way out, though.
Yeah, so Echo's extremely slippery, not only because the huge speed boost from the passive on the triple hit, but also once he gets Trinity Force, you also have the flat move speed on that one. Meanwhile, Immortals on the other side of the map, taking down Baron.
Yeah, it's a 2-man plus Adrian now, so 3. So it's Smithy, gonna check it. Hey, Rainover's there, doesn't know the HP, throws down the ward. They clear out the ward, it's at 2K. Can Smithy save the game for CLG?
50-50, they're actually the same level. Don't me for Immortals show some discipline.
They don't need to go for a 50-50 at this. They are so far ahead of the game.
Pobelter instead just goes straight in for it. That Q just demolished someone's poor health bar. Pobelter still playing up on the front line. Turtle back to his old self. In home turf, playing nice and aggressive.
And he might be building a Yomu's Ghostblade next as well. So a little bit different from what I've been seeing from the Ezreals.
Give me the Dustblade. Let's go, Turtle. Really trying to play up and aggressive here as Immortals claim themselves another turret. 6-0 right now. CLG almost getting shut out in this game.
And even that Yomu's that's coming through just signals they want to shut them out completely from this game. Immortals want to end it fairly soon and keep this pressure on and not have it dwindle in any way. They want to be one best of 5 away from going to Worlds.
What's on the line here for them? We'll see where they go next. There is a Drake up in 30 seconds. It will be an Infernal, which will add nicely to the Mountain Drake they picked up already. CLG do have a Drake for themselves, so they get the first Infernal. So kind of neutralizing the potential Drake lead there. But Immortals are just far ahead in so every other metric. Now 10,000 gold ahead so early on into this one.
Right, so now CLG need to turtle. You can see Smithy there. He was trying to leave that tunnel for later when the inevitable Baron pressure does come up. If that one goes unnoticed, then he can try and get back out there for that Miracle Steal that they're going to need. Because CLG right now, they just cannot fight Immortals heads up.
Yeah, 11,000 gold advantage. Absolutely insane 27 minutes in. And the Infernal Drake duoed there.
Actually did solo it. Ran over, I thought he was there to help him, but Todd was like, nah, I got this. Does have the Ghostblade finished up now as well. And he's going to go a look in. See if he can't find something he likes. It's probably an enemy champion because he does so much damage right now. Immortals, though, I have to say, respecting the discipline in their play. They know they're very far ahead. They just need to do the right thing and close it out methodically. No need to get too crazy. That already won you the early game. Close it out strong. Take your best of 5 and move on to the gauntlet.
Well, they found the tunnel, cleared that one out. Now they're doing their work in the red quadrant, trying to get all the vision as well. They're trying to cross every T and dot every I to make sure that they don't mess it up. Oh, Turtle gets it!
weaves in perfectly. And poor Stixay just had nothing to do there.
Turtle has crossed that T, and they put it over Stixay's head as he goes back to the fountain.
And that might be Baron now for Immortals. They've put themselves in a position to do it. Pobelter just zoning right now, has the Rylai's Crystal Scepter.
Found Xmithy. Xmithy's kind of tanky. The CLG are going to commit everything to try and stop this. They have to go. With the Baron so low and Pobelter still zoning him out of the way. Pobelter actually 1v2 right now versus Darshan and Xmithy. They're stopping the Baron pressure as Turtle comes back around.
Hooney's flanking. He teleported in around behind.
Oh, Huey's going to get popped. Turtle gets himself another kill. IMT going to try and turn it on as Aframu. Now the next one to be caught. Darshan stunned up as well by the Echo W, and he might fall. Pobelter going to chase it down, and Turtle gets a double kill. Pobelter with a third, and Immortals, they're getting awfully close.
Oh man, it is very close. They can almost touch it. And Smithy
found again. Pobelter just doing so much damage. He needs to get into the pit, but he's not going to make it in time. Pobelter forces him away, and Immortals will claim the Baron.
And that's his tunnel as well. There's no way he gets back in that pit with the zoning there from Pobelter. And Immortals with the Baron and 14,000 gold are able to close this game out fairly shortly, because if everything keeps going the way that it has been with the tempo they have, they might be able to push CLG out of the series.
They are headed to the top of the gauntlet. Right here, though, Hooney off your screen, teleported in around behind them. Turtle goes in for the kill onto Huey, and then it's just cleanup as CLG are trying to run for the hills. Aframu flashes over the hill, but that's not far enough.
While Turtle just chases him down. And now, Immortals. They faltered again.
I had a Ghost Blade. Yeah, he's there. Turtle wants it again. Look at the Stixay. Almost gets him in one fell swoop. And Immortals going in again. The ulti's not going to hit for Ezreal, but that inhibitor will be retaken. Immortals using that Baron pressure, going to try and knock down a few more buildings.
Turtle, once he has his confidence back, is an amazing thing to watch. Constantly going for those 80 carry assassinations.
Go flash forward.
Almost finding it there.
Almost. He's 7-1-5. He has been doing so well this game. This bottom lane completely turning it around with those changes that you were talking about, Kobe, in the champions, like the adjustments and the counter, and they're going for a dive.
Immortals going, Adrian leads the charge, pops down the ulti. Immortals looking to try and surge down and take down CLG. They'll take this top tower instead, as CLG bleeding too many buildings. That inhib's gonna fall. CLG, you have one left to defend. Your Nexus is getting dangerously close to falling in this final game. How much longer can they hold on? Can they hold on?
We have seen CLG come back from gold deficits this size before, many times, in fact, this year.
They are one of the few teams that does practice getting behind its scrims and trying to play out of it. This is going to be a very difficult one to get out of, though. 2 inhibitors down. There are wards inside their base as well, and this is a Baroned up Immortals coming for that spot.
Pobelter going to start things off right again. Baron buff still available for a decent chunk of time. He's going to push his way down and get this last inhibitor turret exposed. There's a tier 2 there for CLG, but I don't think they'll fancy defending that one.
Even if CLG are unable to make this miracle comeback, they have put up such a strong showing in this series versus Immortals, who everyone had over them as either 3-0 or 3-1. But CLG have improved over this season, and their fighting's here.
Yeah, Xmithy gonna get knocked back by Raynor, but he's dead in an instant as well. Turtle now godlike, they're diving in. Hooney, once it goes into the backline, parallel conversion, starts up everyone. Immortals, they are doing it. Afro goes down as Turtle gets himself a double, looking for another. That's the triple. He can only grab the quadra, but Darshan's the only one left alive.
And Immortals are looking to punch their ticket to the North American regional qualifiers. They are one best of 5 away from Worlds.
This game is over. They bruise, they bleed, but they never, ever die. Immortals conquer the North versus Counter Logic Gaming.
And the crowd on their feet. A spectacular display of League of Legends today.
Salute the hero, Wild Turtle. Played an incredible series.
Got to show off in the last game there on the Ezreal. 10-1-5, the final score for him. Adrian supporting him on that Tarek. Huge pick to come out for the squad. Completely changing the face of their team fights. Completely turning it around.
And only missed out on 1 kill in the entire game. 1-1-18. Adrian, this entire series, went a little bit overlooked, but he was very key in all of these fights, and especially in this game. The Dazzles were on point.
Kobe said already, full credit still to CLG. This is the sort of match where you do want to show how strong you are, moving into the gauntlet, moving into Worlds potentially. CLG showed up despite the heartbreak.
If TSM don't win and they don't take CLG automatically with them to Worlds, then they will have a rematch, maybe. Versus Immortals, if they can also beat the rest of the gauntlet.
But with CLG looking like that, coming into this match, you know, if they went straight to Worlds off of TSM winning, today changes a lot of people's minds about where they stand in power rankings.
Well, it's been a rough season for both these teams. CLG will walk off the stage, but still satisfied, I believe, with their performance. Afro waves to the crowd. Toronto's been amazing tonight. In total, it just has to feel so good.
And he gets to raise the
exhausted.
flag.
Oh, that too. I mean, I think we're fairly done at this point. So high five defense.
And you can see CLG, they still win some hearts despite not winning the game.
Definitely played their heart outs in this series, stretching it to the full 5 games. And the time limit, I believe.
Yeah. Immortals showing, though, that when it all matters in the end, they are still such a great team. Total will take the Canadian flag with him off stage.
And now, regardless of the result of tomorrow, Immortals are 1 best-of-5 away from being in Worlds, which this team was put together for that sole purpose. They brought together some semifinalists from the previous Worlds. They brought together some champions from the LCS, and they made a team that they said, we're going to conquer North America. Well, you know, fell a little bit short, but if they're able to conquer internationally, get that experience, and maybe even go far, they can come back even stronger.
Definitely can still do North America proud. These are, we said it before, a lineup of veterans. All these guys have experienced, you know, success as well as failure. That's why they don't get so tilted in best of 5s, right? That's why we always talk about the determination, you know, and the poise of these guys in the long series.
That's why Zareen says that 14,000 goal behind, CLG might still be in the game. I agree with you.
I mean, it happens, right? Like, I'm not going to go into so much hyperbole, but it does happen. People do make mistakes. We saw them get 14,000 gold behind. There's a way that you slingshot back into the game.
Both of these teams showed a lot of heart throughout the games. As we said it multiple times now, not backing down from any calls made by the team, and not backing down from any fights.
Well, now we're going to send you down to the stage where Chad is standing by for a post-game interview with Canada's hometown hero. Give it up for Wild Turtle!
Wild Turtle, congratulations on the thrilling 5-game series. You also had a great game in the 5th game. What did it feel like playing for this crowd?
It felt amazing playing for the home crowd. I love Toronto. I love all my fans. I love Canada. It just feels awesome being home and playing.
Yeah, and you can feel the love coming from both angles as well. The Canadian flag, the fans, everything. But the series itself was also incredible. Were you expecting that level of intensity from CLG coming into this 3rd place match?
We knew C9 was pretty good. I think all the top 4 teams right now are extremely good, and we just tried to play our best, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Absolutely, and in this 5-game series against CLG, what do you think the turning point was? Because you guys seem to be trading punches back and forth and back again. How did you pull it out finally in that 5th game?
Honestly, we kind of just tried to play a little bit more aggressive, and I think it really worked out because we kind of played a really long game, like 50-minute games, and I think we just tried to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, in the final game, the aggression finally worked out for you. Now you have to set your eyes on the regional qualifier. You guys obviously would have loved to run through the split, get first seed. That didn't happen. Now you're there. How do you prepare in the next coming days so that you can still make it to Worlds?
Then we're just going to practice extremely hard, and we really want to be Worlds so we can please all our fans. I love all you guys.
All right, Wild Turtle. Thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck for sure. It's great to be in Canada. For now, though, we're going to send it to the casters to close out a bit more.